depressing bass lines have me feeling blue.
Have you heard of the new thing that's trending? It's called slap bass.
What is it?
It is when you play the bass using your thumb.
Hey guys, welcome to Basic. Another week, another video. This week I'm very excited to present to you guys the slap technique. I know it's like opening Pandora's box. A lot of people, once they open that box, they cannot close it. So it's very important that you first learn your fundamentals, learn the basics, learn your scales, learn your intervals, and just learn the basics of basics. Because slapping, while it's very fun, a lot of people tend to stick to it only and forget about their scales, forget about the fundamentals. So if you want to learn how to slap, just remember we gotta bake a cake before we can put the icing on. In the words of the famous Victor Wooten, you can't have icing unless you have a cake. And how do you bake a cake? By learning your fundamentals, learning just the basics. So this video is going to show you how to slap, but be warned, use it wisely. The very first thing we have to work on when learning how to slap is learning what to do with the right hand. It's very important that when you're slapping, you know how to use your wrist in the proper technique. I see a lot of bass players when they're learning how to slap, they do this. And that's not the proper motion to use. The proper motion is, if you can see on the video, it's more like this. It's kind of movement just with the wrist and the arm like this. Kind of pretend you're opening a doorknob. So you go up to a doorknob and you open it this way. Close it, open it, close, open, close. So you're not gonna go like this to open the doorknob. And same thing when you're slapping, you want to stick to this motion. And what do I mean? I mean, when you're at the bass, you don't want to do this. That's all wasted motion and it's not proper technique. You want to stick to this motion. So we have our motion down, right? So now there's two different ways you could slap. Some people like to slap more of at a 45 kind of degree angle. So you put your hand like this, kind of flush with the bass, and slap like this. The way I like to do it, it's wrapped around like so. You rest your arm here and you do this. Like, it's preference. Personally, I find this a lot more comfortable, but if you find yourself finding it more comfortable for you to play like this, go for it. There's nothing absolutely wrong with it. Tip number 2, focus your thumb on the string you want to hit. So if you want to hit that E string, make sure you hit it with your thumb. You want to hit the next string, and so forth, so forth. I know right now it doesn't sound a lot like slapping, but you know, you got to get this motion down first. Tip number 3, learning how to use your index finger to pluck. Right now all we have been doing is thumping, famous slap. But now we're going to implement our index finger to pluck. So how do you do it? Once you thump with this finger, you pluck. And don't pluck straight up. You kind of want to pluck and roll. Pluck and roll, just. Tip number 3, using our left hand. So right now we have been focusing only on the right hand, on the thump and the pluck. Once again, thump, pluck. But now what do we do with our left hand? A very good exercise to do is to play your major scales. But now if you practice the thumping with it, you get a different sound. Now you get. Now if you want to add a pluck to it, go. Another great tip for practicing when you're slapping is to thump on the root note and pluck the octave. So just so you get used to the motion. And now you could implement the major scale. Backwards. Another great technique is using open strings. What's an open string is where you play a string without holding down any notes with your left hand. So an open string sounds like this. And it sounds great. Usually the opening is one of the most used open strings when you slap, just because you get that really nice, funky, thumpy, fat sound that you're looking for. So if you go. So now you can implement a little bit of rhythm. And that's how it's done, using open strings. And now it's time for a special segment I like to call bonus material, bonus time music. Alright, so I'm gonna give you guys kind of an expert trick or an expert technique to make your slapping sound a lot better and take you to the next level. And it's called a triplet. Maybe it's more of an intermediate thing more than an expert level, but it is our bonus segment and I want to share it with you guys. One of the easiest ways to do a triplet is what I like to call the thump, pluck, pluck. Once again, that's thump, pluck, pluck. So like I said, it's a little bit more of an intermediate kind of technique. So my beginner folks, I'm sorry, but you will get there, I promise. So what does that sound? You thump, pluck, pluck. Thump, pluck, pluck. So thump, pluck, pluck. And how does it sound fast? See that? So if you thump, pluck, pluck, then you could come back down to finish the whole cycle. And how does that sound and when you're playing any kind of bass line? There you go. Thump, pluck, pluck. Bonus just for you, my basic nation. I apologize for making weird noises with my mouth or with my beautiful and gorgeous vocal cords. But I find it very important to keep timing somehow. And since I can't tap just because of the video and I just don't want to make extra noise, I tend to keep time with my. So that's how I keep time. I apologize, I know it sounds terrible, but bear with me. It's for the good of the music, I promise. And this is what it sounds when you put all those techniques together and form bass lines. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun teaching you guys the basics of slapping. So go out there, practice, slap on, and remember, learn your fundamentals, learn your basics. It's gonna take your slapping to a whole new level. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like or slap like. And if you have comments, suggestions, please leave them down below in the comment section. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This channel cannot be possible without the love you guys show me. I am humbled, I am blessed, and it's all due to your guys' support. Thank you. So remember, see you next week. Be happy, so keep it slapping.